Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grand Tour Wrestling Dystopia. We're live here in New Mexico, and we're starting things off with our women's champion, Amanda Price, who had just recently defeated Asuka last week, now becoming a three-time women's world champion. She's here in New Mexico to address the crowd, to give her victory speech after defeating her opponent on last week's program. I'm your host, Infinite Fantasy. Welcome to the Infinite Fantasy If Twitch channel. And just a reminder, for those of you who are tuning in, don't forget to follow and subscribe. And for those of you who watch my content on YouTube, Infinite Fantasy If, youtube.com, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I, for one, can't wait to hear what this beautiful women's champion, Amanda Price, has to say here tonight. Hello, New Mexico, and take a good look at your new three-time women's champion. Admittedly, I made the mistake of underestimating Asuka, but when she said she had plans to leave GTW with the most prestigious title in the women's division, I could not let it go. Last week, when we faced off in our glorious rematch, not only did I win the title back to become a three-time women's champion, but I made her tap out like the worm she is. However, that chapter is closed and WrestleNova is just around the corner. Back in October, I had the privilege to challenge Brenda Bison for this title. The match ended in a no contest because of a concussion I suffered in the hands of a third party known as the Old Gods. Bison promised me that when I returned, I would get a rematch so we can decide who really should have won that match. Since then, Brenda has suffered her own injustice, stripped of her title because of an injury caused by the same people who gave me my concussion. It is time to set it right. No tricks, no outside interference. On the biggest stage of all of GTW, WrestleNova, it is time me and the Russian assassin finally found out who is better. Which one of us is the true women's champion? Brenda, if you will please join me out in the ring. Congratulations on an order, comrade. You had me worried when Asuka defeated you in All-Star. And here I thought you were just trying to get out of our promise. Not in your life. That promise is what pushed me to win the title back. Now the time has come. It is time for us to keep that promise we made. From one competitor to another. Brenda Bison, I challenge you to a one-on-one match at WrestleNova for my women's championship. You challenged me. Well then, all I can say is this. Amanda Price, women's world champion, I accept. At WrestleNova, let the best woman win. And it looks like the women's championship match for our big pay-per-view event is set. After months of waiting, Amanda Price and Brenda Bison are going to square off for the women's championship, and we're finally going to get the answer which one of these two is the better competitor. When we return, we'll be having a number one contender match between Adam Cole and Chosen coming up next. Victoria won here, Adam Cole. Next, you're about to face Chosen in a one-on-one match to determine the next number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. What are your thoughts for tonight? I have a lot of respect for Chosen. You had a great run as Intercontinental Champion, but your reign has come to an end at the hands of Adam Cole. What can I say? The kid is impressive. There's no one like Grayson Holiday, undefeated as a singles competitor, but at WrestleNova, that comes to an end. Tonight, I'm going to defeat Chosen, and then at WrestleNova, Grayson Holiday, not only will I beat you for the belt, but I'll be the man who ends your undefeated streak. And here comes Grayson Holiday. We're about to get this first contender match started underway. Chosen versus Adam Cole. And here's the Intercontinental Champion, Grayson Holiday, coming out to ringside. No doubt scouting these two opponents. The winner between these two will be taking him on for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleNova. So I can see Grayson Holiday wanting to scout both potential number one contenders here tonight. And it looks like Grayson Holiday just taking a seat, ready to enjoy the show as these two men battle out to determine who will be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. The winner will face Grayson Holiday at WrestleNova. And there's a facebuster by the masked man, Chosen. He now has Adam Cole. Adam Cole shot to the ribs. Bunch of left and right. Adam Cole using that strength, that raw muscle, coming in with a lion salt, but nobody home as Chosen rolls out of the way. As Chosen now going for the leg, smashing the knee into the thigh of Adam Cole, and a moonsault by Chosen. Here comes the pin. One, and a kick out by Adam Cole. Arm drag by Chosen, sending Adam Cole across the ring. And you can see Grayson Holiday next to us in the announcers that's just patiently watching, trying to see which one of these two men will be his opponent. Grayson Holiday, an impressive competitor, has thus far gone undefeated as a singles wrestler. Now Intercontinental Champion, and ever since defeating Chosen months ago, has dominated the division, winning every single title defense. Adam Cole now applying pressure on the Chosen. Chosen rolling out of the way. Amazing maneuver by Chosen. Goes for the pin. One. And there's Adam Cole with a kick out. Chosen with a DDT onto Adam Cole. He's now waiting for him to get to his feet. High flying move by Chosen, no doubt. He comes in. Neck breaker by Chosen. Kick to the head by Adam Cole. And there he is, plummeting that elbow right into the chest of his opponent. And look at those hard right hands with those taped up hands for extra damage. And I assure you that fancy mask offers zero protection. Again, Adam Cole risking it all with the lion salt. Chosen fired up, knowing he has him right where he wants him. Adam Cole off the ropes. Chosen goes under. He goes over. Full momentum as he comes in with a drop kick. The high-flying Japanese luchador on the top rope. Chosen double moonsault, but again, nobody home. The high risk did not pay off. And when these two going blow for blow, strike for strike against each other. Adam Cole now getting the upper hand onto Chosen. And here comes Grayson Holiday coming in with a clothesline. And the referee having no choice but to call the bell. And now Adam Cole Chosen now disqualified as Grayson Holiday comes in and interferes. Officially, this match is no contest. This is something completely out of character for Grayson Holiday. He's usually a fighting champion, but he's just guaranteed that there's no number one contender for WrestleNova, and now he's laying on a beatdown onto Adam Cole. Adam Cole, in an interview right before the match, claimed that not only will he be the one to defeat him for his Intercontinental Championship, but be the one to end his undefeated streak. And now it seems there's a brawl breaking out between these two. And I want to remind the fans of GTW, this is not a match right now. The match is officially over. These two are going to an all-out fight. Grayson Holiday, I thought, was out here to scout the match, to scout the talent, to see who his opponent would be at WrestleNova. And he just comes in and lays Adam Cole out. And now these two having an all-out fight here at ringside. And there's Chosen just wondering what the heck is going on right now. Adam Cole just laying in to Grayson Holiday. Smashing that shoulder. Grayson Holiday being thrown into the ring. This is what we're looking at, is a what could have been at WrestleNova. Adam Cole now driving the point across. He said he would have been the one to beat him for that title if he was #1 contender, and he's making his point right now. He's making Grayson Holiday regret ever stepping in the ring and causing a disqualification. And look at Adam Cole just wrenching the head, torturing him. Adam Cole straight up making a point right now. He wants that title. He wants to be the one to take the Intercontinental Championship off of Grayson Holiday. And there's a suplex by Adam Cole. And I'll tell you, it looks like the Intercontinental Champion had just screwed with the wrong man. Adam Cole completely going nuts on him. Grayson Holiday trying to back away. And he's coming back for more. Grayson Holiday with a fireman's carry. He's got the Holiday cutter onto Adam Cole. Holiday cutter onto Adam Cole. I can hear him screaming at Adam Cole right now, "You want to take my title." It's not going to happen, as he's stretching him. And now, security running out to the ring, breaking these two apart. What a crazy turn of events. What was supposed to be a match to determine the #1 contender ended in a no contest between Chosen and Adam Cole, and now ended up being an all-out brawl. When we return here on GTW Dystopia, we have a triple threat match to determine the #1 contender for the United States title. The winner will face Joe Hendry at WrestleNova. Triple threat with Chris Jericho versus Axiom versus a mystery opponent coming up next. Elliot, enough of these small exhibitions. WrestleNova is the grandest stage in GTW. Me and Amy Zero have not proven ourselves to belong in the biggest ring? There is no doubt that you and Amy Zero have been dominant in GTW. Then I demand that we have the opportunity to defend our tag team titles at WrestleNova. Only the best opponents you can find will do. You know what? I think I have just a duo in mind. I know a team that would absolutely give you the match of your career. Thank you, Mr. Elliot. No, Caster Black. Thank you. I love fighting champions. Everyone, it is now time for our triple threat match.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Chris Jericho.
And here comes the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Jericho, as he's going to be competing in this triple threat match. The winner will face Joe Hendry for the United States Championship. at WrestleNova. But an added stipulation has been brought into the mix. It will not just be a ordinary match. No, the winner will face Joe Hendry for the US title in a ladder match. That means between Axiom, Chris Jericho, and his mystery third opponent. Whoever wins tonight's triple threat will compete in a ladder match at WrestleNova against Joe Hendry for the United States Championship.
And his opponents, first, representing Axiom from Madrid, Spain, weighing in at 154 pounds, Axiom.
And here comes the second opponent in tonight's triple threat match. Axiom, another high-flying masked luchador, much like the Japanese star Chosen, looking to make a name for himself, looking to win his first singles belt in GTW. But first, he gets got to get to this triple threat. And if there's anyone that is qualified for a ladder match at WrestleNova, it's this man, Axiom, right here. No! No, and this is the third opponent? There's no way. It can't be. Well, last I checked, this man just retired from the other promotion.
And from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles making his Grand Tour Wrestling debut, and he's starting off in a big way. A #1 contender match in a triple threat. A win tonight would be huge for the phenomenal AJ Styles. Recently losing his contract in the other promotion, AJ Styles was thought to be retired, but here he is in a GTW ring, making his debut here on Dystopia. What a surprise for the crowd here in New Mexico. No doubt this match is going to be one for the ages. We got AJ Styles, Axiom, and Chris Jericho all in the same ring. And here comes the bell. Looks like AJ Styles and Axiom looking to pick each other apart. Chris Jericho coming in for Axiom. Forearm smash into the back. And now, open hand chop by AJ Styles. And the thing about a triple threat is completely chaotic. Anyone can win this. Anyone could be the winner to take on Joe Hendry for the US Championship in a ladder match at WrestleNova. And there's a slap to the face by Chris Jericho to Axiom. AJ Styles now getting back in the ring. And now he's coming in after Jericho. Jericho sees it coming and delivers a dropkick to AJ Styles. There's Axiom, leg scissors onto Chris Jericho. And it looks like Axiom and AJ Styles temporarily working together. Oh, that alliance did not last long at all. Jericho with a hard right onto AJ Styles. And just look at that power, slamming AJ Styles in the middle of the ring. Axiom getting a breather outside the ring. And remember, a triple threat is no disqualification. And Axiom taking advantage of that as he goes on the ring for a foreign object, a baseball bat in hand. And he just laid out both AJ Styles and Chris Jericho with the metal bat. AJ Styles kicking out. Neckbreaker by Chris Jericho. The left handle. Jericho single-handedly taking on both Axiom and AJ Styles in this triple threat match. Jericho now locking up. He's attempting to bring Styles to the corner. AJ Styles fighting out, but to no avail as Axiom comes in with a flying elbow. Axiom now dominating this match as he's wrenching the leg of Chris Jericho, and AJ Styles coming from behind. Amazing spinning kick to the top temple of Axiom. Jericho attempting a pin. AJ Styles able to kick out. That's Chris Jericho, fireman's carry, slamming Axiom into the ring. And there he is, just stretching his body. AJ Styles under the ring with a steel chair in hand. And he discards it in order to break up the pin. Jericho, metal bat in hand. AJ Styles a clothesline, short-lived as Jericho now beating AJ Styles and Axiom with the bat. And that metal bat has seemed to become the equalizer in this triple threat match. Jericho looking for the submission onto AJ Styles, bending that spine. Remember, just a few weeks ago we thought AJ Styles was retiring from pro wrestling. We don't know exactly what kind of shape he's in going into this. AJ Styles coming up the ropes. Jericho moving underneath. He's going over. And a knee to the gut by Chris Jericho. Only they get a right cross by Axiom. Amazing display of athleticism by Axiom. And now he's got AJ Styles right where he wants him. He has no idea that Chris Jericho's right behind him waiting. And a nice strike combo. Jericho taking down Axiom. There's Axiom against the ropes. Axiom with the reversal. Huge right hand. Axiom taking down Jericho. AJ Styles now gaining back in the mix of it. Jericho with a suplex onto Axiom. There goes AJ Styles locking up with Jericho. Jericho, oh, it looked like he was going to go for a suplex, but then terraformed the move into a neck breaker, taking Jericho out of the ring. Now throwing Axiom against the ropes. Drop kick by AJ Styles. And here's Styles attacking Axiom with the bat, getting him right in the knee. This could be his opportunity. 1, 2, but Axiom kicks out. That might have been his chance right there with Chris Jericho knocked outside the ring. Styles off the ropes. Baseball slide into Axiom. Lariat takedown onto Chris Jericho. Armbar, Jericho with the reversal. And a jawbuster by Chris Jericho. Now going for the Irish whip. Lariat elbow onto AJ Styles. He's onto Axiom. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho wins the triple threat. It's going to be Jericho versus Joe Henry in a ladder match for the U.S. title at WrestleNova.
Here is your winner, Chris Jericho.
Just when you thought the card for WrestleNova could not get any better, we're going to be having Joe Henry taking on this legend, Chris Jericho, at WrestleNova. U.S. title on the line. These two in a ladder match. The first one to climb the ladder and grab the title will be the United States Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we're scheduled to hear from Killer Kross as he makes his way out to the ring. Killer Kross coming up next. And here comes Killer Kross making his way to the ring. All rise in front of the unholy union. Seriously, what did Dio said on Brawl nearly brought me to tears. When he came to me and said, I was right. I knew Dio was the demon SOB I wanted as my ally. I knew he had darkness in him, and unlike the other hypocrites in GTW, he actually has the balls to admit it. With Dio's resolve and that beautiful monster catalysm, the Destroyer joining me and Scarlet's family. The unholy union will unleash beautiful chaos in GTW. Why? Because that is what we are. We are monsters. We hurt people. It is in our nature. That is why you all pay money to see us, right? Because we love violence. You want to see blood? You want to see endless chaos? Your favorite heroes get destroyed by monsters like me and watch them bring out their dark side. Admit it. Why else would you be here? It's okay to admit it that I'm right. There's nothing wrong with that. I respect a person that admits what they are. Not like a certain man who calls himself Bad Boy Born, then pretends to have a moral compass. Let me tell you something about Benjamin. He says he will not hit a woman. I did not see him leave the ring when Scarlet stepped in. He had no problems fighting the witch the moment his temper flared up, the moment there was a prize in it for him. He is the biggest hypocrite I know, and that is why he has a target on his back. Born, you better hope to God you do not win the World Heavyweight title at WrestleNova, because I will make it my mission to rip it off your cold, dead body. I will find you every night and beat you with a crowbar until you admit what you are, just like Dio. You must admit, like Dio, that Cross was right. New Mexico. Let's get down to business. We have Cross yapping all of his threats. I say, why wait? That isn't a threat. That's a promise. And it won't be on your terms. I'm coming for you, Born. It could be when you turn your back, when you're getting coffee and catering. Hell, maybe I will break your legs on your way out to your big title match. You can fight me now, but you can't stop me when you don't see me coming. You know, you have all this talk going on about hypocrites. You're just proven to be the biggest one of all. In fact, what I can hear from that big mouth of yours is, you are worse than a hypocrite. You're a coward. You're not man enough to take me on one-on-one. That is why you need sneak attacks, idle threats, sending your wife after me. Yeah, that's right. If memory serves, the last time we fought one-on-one, I laid your ass out all over this ring. So how about we skip these games, oh Agent of Chaos, and let's settle the score once and for all. Oh, I see. So you want a public execution. Name the place and the time. Any match you want, Born. Any time? Any place? Any match, huh? Well, I do have a big title match at WrestleNova, but screw it. It's a 2-night event. Let's do it in Orlando. Let's make this match where your unholy idiots can't get involved, and I can make sure you do not touch my title match. Yeah, and what is that? I'm talking about steel cage match, buddy. What do you say? Me and you, 4 walls of steel. Steel cage. Interesting. You're wrong. But when I beat you, when I leave you in a pool of your own blood, you have to admit, Cross was right. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that's going to happen, buddy, is I'm going to mess up your face so bad your wife will think she's married to Nixon's ass. And when I'm done with that, you will admit to leaving me the hell alone if my name isn't bad boy born. And looks like Benjamin Bourne now going to be pulling double duty at WrestleNova at this two-night event. Not only will he be part of a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship against Hercules, Jon Moxley, and the World Heavyweight Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it looks like he's also going to be having a match against Killer Cross in a steel cage. That's going to be next weekend, live streaming here on Infinite Fantasy, if/twitch.tv. That's Saturday and Sunday for this two-night event. When we return here on Dystopia, we're going to be having team action. Toni Storm and Haley Webb versus Amber Charlotte and Rebecca Troy of the Old Gods coming up next on Dystopia. We're back from one, and our tag team match is starting off. We got Toni Storm starting this tag team action with Rebecca Troy. We got Haley Webb in the ring as Toni Storm's tag team partner. Amber Charlotte, another member of the Old Gods, tagging with Rebecca Troy here tonight. And there's Toni Storm stomping the face of Rebecca Troy. When we reach WrestleNova, it will be Toni Storm and Rebecca Troy competing for the Women's United States Championship, and looks like we're getting a little preview of that right here. Vice versa, Haley Webb, who is the GTW United States Women's Intercontinental Champion, will be taking on, defending her title against Amber Charlotte, who is Rebecca Troy's tag team partner here tonight. And here comes Haley Webb. Neckbreaker on Rebecca Troy. Haley Webb, I believe this is her first time in a ring against Rebecca Troy. Now tagging in the United States Champion, Toni Storm. And again, Toni Storm will be the challenger. Another nice preview of WrestleNova as Toni Storm goes for the pin. One, and there's Rebecca Troy kicking out. Rebecca Troy being thrown against the ropes. Kick to the midsection. Look at her raking the back of Toni Storm there. And she's definitely gaining some height. A win for Rebecca Troy would make all the difference, allowing her to get into the head of Toni Storm, making Toni Storm believe that defending her title at WrestleNova will not be possible. For Rebecca Troy, this match is not just a tag team match, it's sending a message to the woman that she must beat at WrestleNova to become United States Champion. Rebecca Troy now making the tag to her partner, Amber Charlotte, the other half of this Old Gods duo. And there's Toni Storm with a Russian leg sweeper onto Amber Charlotte. Toni Storm, sidewalk slam onto Amber Charlotte there. And now she makes the tag, Haley Webb, the legal woman, and now we have another preview of WrestleNova in the middle of the ring. It's going to be Amber Charlotte who will be challenging Haley Webb for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at our big two-night pay-per-view event, live streaming next weekend here on Infinite Fantasy if/twitch.tv. It's going to be both Saturday and Sunday with a 16 match card. 8 matches per night. Haley Webb coming off the ropes. And double knee thrusted into the jaw of Amber Charlotte. And again, for Amber Charlotte, this is the same motivation as it is for Rebecca Troy, gaining the head of her opponent at WrestleNova. A win against Haley Webb would be the same thing as Rebecca Troy getting the win over Toni Storm, getting in their head, making them doubt themselves in their title defense in next weekend's pay-per-view. And Toni Storm now coming off the ropes, double dropkick onto Amber Charlotte. She now makes her way to the second turnbuckle. Frog splash by Toni Storm. As Amber Charlotte coming off the ropes. Double drop kick by Amber Charlotte. And here comes the grapple. Amber Charlotte kicked in the midsection. Powerbomb by Amber Charlotte. And now she makes the tag to Rebecca Troy, the challenger for the United States Championship at WrestleNova. DDT by Rebecca Troy. Toni Storm looking like she's in a lot of trouble here in this match. Here comes an elbow by Toni Storm, taking Rebecca Troy down to the ring, and here comes Thumper Bumper by the Women's United States Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, showing Rebecca Troy a good time. She makes the tag. Here comes Haley Webb. Now in the ring against Rebecca Troy, going for the pin. 1, 2, Rebecca Troy kicking out. And a moonsault by Haley Webb. Huge right hand by Rebecca Troy. She's coming in, backbreaker. Rebecca Troy with an Irish whip. Haley Webb with a counter. And here comes the tag to Toni Storm. Open hand chop by Amber Charlotte. And what a maneuver as she goes for the pin. 1, 2, but Toni Storm able to kick out. Amber Charlotte coming off the ropes. Toni Storm rolling away. Huge elbow by Amber Charlotte. Toni Storm kick to the midsection. Pile driver by Toni Storm. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out by Amber Charlotte. Charlotte with the elbow drop onto Toni Storm. Haley Webb getting in the ring. Toni Storm with a desperate tag. Haley Webb with a lariat elbow onto Amber Charlotte. And the crowd going wild in this sold-out arena here in New Mexico. Rebecca Troy trying to get in there. Haley Webb dodges. And here comes Rebecca Troy. Elbows to the ribs. The challenger for the United States Championship at WrestleNova, taking on Haley Webb right here in this tag team match. There goes Rebecca Troy. High risk maneuver. Flying moonsault. And it looked like Haley Webb was about to roll away. Rebecca Troy thinking quick. Countering with a backflip into a second moonsault. Amazing quick thinking by Rebecca Troy. And here comes the figure 4 leg lock. Rebecca Troy has that locked in tight. Haley Webb screaming in agony, trying to reach for the ropes, and she manages to wiggle her legs out, but to no avail, not getting a breather as Rebecca Troy making her way to Amber Charlotte, tagging her partner in. And now Haley Webb is facing punishment by her will-be opponent at WrestleNova. And Amber Charlotte nearly getting a 3, if not for Toni Storm interfering. Control with the Irish whip. Haley Webb with the reversal. Open hand chop. And here comes a kick to the sternum by Amber Charlotte. And here comes the Executioner DDT. Her finisher move. 1, 2, and Haley Webb able to kick out. Amazing, the willpower from dropping this lady right here. Knee to the face by Haley Webb. Huge right hand. You see Haley Webb putting all the stops out to take out Rebecca Troy. And now making a much needed tag to Toni Storm. And here comes the pin. 1. Rebecca Troy able to kick out. Toni Storm now making her way to the second rope. Sizing up Rebecca Troy. Now it's Toni Storm's turn to send Rebecca Troy a message as she comes off the ropes. A jawbuster by timeless Toni Storm. They grapple up. Toni Storm setting Rebecca Troy up. And here comes a massive suplex. Looks like things could be over. Toni Storm gaining a lot of momentum. Huge counter by Rebecca Troy though. Tilt-a-whirl slam by Rebecca Troy. Now making the tag to Amber Charlotte. And here we go. We got Dark 89 here in the chat showing all the love with those amazing emojis showing his love for the sport of pro wrestling here tonight on GTW Dystopia. Toni Storm now wailing in to Amber Charlotte. 1, 2. And Amber Charlotte kicking out. German suplex, thrusting Amber Charlotte all the way across the ring. Amazing display of strength by the Women's United States Champion. Amber Charlotte with a huge counter onto Toni Storm. And now Amber Charlotte making the tag. Here comes Rebecca Troy in the ring. Goes for the Irish Whip. Toni Storm off the ropes. Rebecca Troy goes under. And Toni Storm with a huge counter. Sidewalk slam by the timeless Toni Storm. Now going for the pin. 1, 2. But Rebecca Troy able to kick out. There's a scoop body slam by Toni Storm. Now making the tag to Haley Webb. Shot to the gut by Rebecca Troy. There's the Irish Whip. Haley Webb in the corner. Rebecca Troy making the tag to Amber Charlotte. Irish Whip. Amazing double teamwork by the Old Gods. Amber Charlotte taking out Toni Storm. Rebecca Troy now keeping her distracted outside the ring as Amber Charlotte now sizes Haley Webb up. This could be the end of tonight's tag team match. She goes for the Executioner DDT. Here comes the pin. 1, 2. And somehow, someway, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Haley Webb, able to kick out. And it looks like Haley Webb getting her second breath, feeding off this sold-out crowd. She goes for the Irish Whip. Amber Charlotte in the corner. Haley Webb making the tag to Toni Storm. Amazing double team move, a powerbomb into a kick. Toni Storm right on target there. And here comes Storm. She's going for the pin. Will this be enough? 1, 2, but Amber Charlotte kicking out. It seems that the Warrior Princess still has a lot left in the tank. So I'm driving a shoulder into her knee, tagging in Haley Webb. And you see her just measuring Amber Charlotte, looking for the best course of action to finish this match off. She throws her into the corner. And Amber Charlotte amazingly reverses into a DDT, making the tag to Rebecca Troy. Incredible exchange, a beautiful counter by Amber Charlotte. Rebecca Troy now switching places. Amber Charlotte, the legal woman. Remember, Amber Charlotte is the challenger for Haley Webb's Intercontinental Championship at next week's pay-per-view event. Haley Webb now tagging Toni Storm. Toni Storm coming in hot. Double kick by Toni Storm and Haley Webb. Toni Storm attempting a fisherman suplex. Amber Charlotte reversed to a pin. Toni Storm with the reversal of her own. And Amber Charlotte rolling over. 1. Another counter. These two women go counter for counter. 1, 2. 1. Amazing wrestling by these two athletes. Every time one gets leverage, the other one able to reverse it. And there's Toni Storm finally able to kick out. Headbutt taking down Amber Charlotte. That was an impressive display of pro wrestling if I've ever seen it. Amber Charlotte again going for that pin. 1. Another kick out by Toni Storm. It's amazing how much endurance these 4 women have. Amber Charlotte with a body slam onto Toni Storm. She now makes a tag. Here comes Rebecca Troy, the legal woman in this ring. Goes for a Serton. Toni Storm rolls out of the way. Huge right strike by Toni Storm. And she makes a tag. Here comes Haley Webb. Rebecca Troy doing the smart thing, rolling out of the ring, trying to gain some distance between her and Haley Webb. Haley Webb not having it though, and it looks like the referee just got hit in the crossfire. I repeat, the referee is down. We no longer have an official in this match. Get a roll by Toni Storm. She knows she's going for the crossface, but again, there's no referee. Rebecca Troy could tap out right now, and it wouldn't matter. Toni Storm now has Rebecca Troy in the corner. She's getting her on the turnbuckles, suplex off the corner. And now she's setting her up. Toni Storm looking to put this one away. Toni Storm hitting her finisher move. The referee stirring just in time. 1, but no, Amber Charlotte able to break up the count. Double knee takedown by Haley Webb. Rebecca Troy rolling out of the way. And now she takes Haley Webb off her feet with a spear. And now Amber Charlotte once again the legal woman. The amazing teamwork by the old gods here. Amber Charlotte and Rebecca Troy knowing exactly when to tag in and out. Showing their tag team chemistry. Amber Charlotte on the top turnbuckle. Haley Webb doesn't know where she is, and a cross body splash by Amber Charlotte. Now making another tag to Rebecca Troy. The two women keeping each other fresh. Rebecca Troy going for the pin using the ropes as leverage, but here comes Toni Storm with the save. Kick to the face by Amber Charlotte, gain that And now Haley Webb with the submission hold on to Rebecca Troy. Amber Charlotte breaking up the submission, saving her partner. And Haley Webb has had enough. A knee to the face to Amber Charlotte. Amber Charlotte is taking out of the equation. Here goes Haley Webb throwing Rebecca Troy into the corner. She makes a tag to Toni Storm. Toni Storm on the top rope. Haley Webb with the suplex. And Toni Storm with a frog splash. Rebecca Troy rolling out of the ring, trying to avoid a pin. Toni Storm in pursuit. The referee screaming at the two competitors, telling them they need to get back in the ring. Toni Storm with the Irish whip, and Rebecca Troy reverses. Toni Storm being thrown into the barricade. We're 7 seconds into the countout. 3 more seconds. 1 more second. And Toni Storm gets in the ring just in time. They win by countout.
Toni Storm and Haley Webb.
Amazing save by Toni Storm. Waiting to the last second. They get back in the ring, avoiding a countout. This could be a preview of things to come when Toni Storm defends her U.S. title against Rebecca Troy, and Haley Webb will be defending her Intercontinental Championship against Amber Charlotte next weekend at Wrestle Nova. But until then, the victory goes to these two champions here in the ring. You. Me. You think I don't know what you did out there? And what exactly did I do? You baited Ben into that match. You knew he wasn't going to take what you were saying lying down. You knew he challenged you if you pressed the right buttons. You're not trying to settle things in the ring. You're trying to hospitalize him in a sanctioned match right before his big title opportunity. You manipulated him. Well, I guess it takes one to know one, right? This is not over. Oh? And what are you going to do about it, huh? Risk your own well-being before your precious Hell in a Cell match with your brother? That will end your closure real quick, wouldn't it? I think it's time you and Scarlett get what's coming to you. I already talked to Ben. Us two versus you and Scarlett for the main event of Brawl on Wednesday night. Sounds like fun. Let's find out how much alike you and your brother really are. Dimirin, have you reconsidered my challenge? What? Why would I do that? Clearly, you never had a singles title before. It is regulation to defend your title once every 30 days. I do not have to remind you of the seasonal hiatus after WrestleNova. It would be shameful for you, for your own father, to strip you of your European Championship. There he is. There is the Andre Armstrong I remember, the ruthless, cunning Russian gladiator, not this watered-down, love of the sport wannabe. You're right, I do need to defend my title before the end of WrestleNova, but it does not have to be you. Well, then I suppose your father would agree that there should be a #1 contender match on Brawl. I look forward to destroying whoever that opponent may be, almost as much as I will enjoy taking that belt off your waist at Wrestle Nova. Welcome back, everyone, and it's time for our main event. When we go into WrestleNova, there will be a fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jon Moxley is going to be one of those competitors, along with Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne, the World Heavyweight Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the Mighty God, Hercules. But tonight, Jon Moxley will be taking on one of Hercules' lackeys from the Old Gods, Archangel. Before we get into tonight's main event, I want to give a shout out to everyone I've seen here in the chat room, here on Twitch tonight. Dark89, Bowling God 74, and Raspberry Clock. I'm glad you could all make it tonight's live event. Without further ado, Jon Moxley versus Archangel right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 225 pounds, Jon Moxley.
And here comes Jon Moxley making his way to the ring. He'll be one of four competitors in the Fatal 4-Way match for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleNova, our two-night pay-per-view event next Saturday and Sunday. It will be live at Orlando, Florida, live streaming right here at Infinite Fantasy If/Twitch.tv. And remember, for anyone who misses these live stream events, you can catch the recorded episodes on Infinite Fantasy If/YouTube.com.
And his opponent, representing the Old Gods, from Boise, Idaho, weighing in at 266 pounds, the Hardcore Champion, Archangel.
And here comes Hercules' lackey, his right-hand man in the Old Gods, Archangel, the GTW Hardcore Champion. Though the Hardcore title will not be on the line, this match is meant for Archangel to slow Jon Moxley down, to make him weaker before the big Fatal 4-Way match. We're going to have some big players in that title match, as Stone Cold Steve Austin will be returning for one final bout, defending the World Heavyweight Championship. Archangel's job here tonight is to make sure there's one less strong opponent in that equation. It looks like we're starting things off. Moxley going for a right hook. Archangel weaving out of the way, and now they grapple up in the middle of the squared circle. Here comes Archangel going from behind. Moxley struggling to fight out of the hold. The electricity in this sold-out crowd here in New Mexico is absolutely ecstatic. And there's Jon Moxley prying his hands open. You can see the surprise, the look on Archangel's face. Archangel coming in with an arm drag, taking Moxley down, applying a headlock onto his opponent. Moxley struggling to get to his feet, and now he has a headlock onto Archangel. And there he is, throwing Archangel across the ring. Here comes an elbow drop and a knee to the face by Archangel. And here they go, they grapple up. And look at that power by the Hardcore Champion, throwing Moxley to the ground. Moxley not wanting to give up though, now placing Archangel in an arm lock. And he's got that pretty tight in. You see Archangel struggling. Jon Moxley adding more pressure to the hold. The crowd going absolutely crazy, completely off their seats and on their feet here in this sold-out crowd. His main event match as Moxley throws Archangel across the ring, delivering an overhand chop, kick to the sternum. And here goes Moxley, powerbomb. And it looks like this whole time Jon Moxley just getting warmed up. Archangel with a swift kick though. And now Moxley coming in, snap suplex onto Archangel. And you just heard what just went down backstage as the Witch went to confront Killer Cross. And it looks like we have our main event for Brawl on Wednesday night. The Witch and Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne will be challenging Killer Cross and Scarlet, two members of the newly formed Unholy Union, in a tag team match. That'll be this Wednesday, live streaming here on InfiniteFantasy/Twitch.tv. Elbow drop by Jon Moxley. And he comes stomping the chest of his opponent, Archangel, looking like he's in deep trouble. And don't forget, everyone, The Rock is still in the building. We're still scheduled to hear from the final boss, the People's Champion, after tonight's main event match. So when this is over, don't go anywhere. The Rock will be addressing the crowd here in New Mexico after that assault between him and Steven Dynamite last week on Dystopia. Double axe handle, Archangel reversing, punch to the gut, drop kick to the sternum. And look at Archangel working on Jon Moxley. Archangel, lion salt, but nobody home. Moxley rolling just enough out of the way for Archangel to damage himself. Still, that's not discouraging. This is the hardcore champion after all. And Archangel now with a Superman punch. Speaking of the hardcore title, another huge match on the card for WrestleNova will be a 6-man hardcore elimination match for the hardcore title. Archangel defending his title against 5 other competitors. And we got word that the 5 competitors are all from ECW. It's going to be Archangel versus 5 former ECW wrestlers for the Hardcore Championship. Every man for himself elimination hardcore match. That's going to be in next weekend's 2-night pay-per-view event. I'm telling you, we have a stacked card for that show. 16 matches in total, 8 matches a night. There's Moxley again with a huge powerbomb onto Archangel. He is stomping the hand of his opponent. Archangel, kick to the sternum, DDT. Oh, by the way, Raspberry Clock, if you're still in there, I want to let you know that it was your follow that got me affiliates. So thank you for adding that follow. I'm now officially an affiliate on Twitch, so thank you and the other 24, 26 followers on my channel. I can do this without all of you. Here comes Jon Moxley, going for the pin. 1, 2, and there's Archangel getting the shoulder up. Clothesline, Archangel dodging out of the way. Moxley running into the ref, and a German suplex. Archangel taking advantage. German suplex into a clothesline, nearly taking Moxley's head off. 1, 2, and Moxley able to kick out. Archangel looking wound up, fired up as he now kicks the midsection. And he's going for a powerbomb. Moxley fighting back. And a lariat takedown by the Hardcore Champion, Archangel. And look out, rolling those elbows. He has Moxley against the ropes. He goes for the Irish whip. Moxley coming off, and a spear by Archangel. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, 3. Archangel gets the win here tonight.
Here is your winner, Archangel!
And the message from the old gods is clear. If Moxley couldn't beat Archangel, how can he beat Hercules and 2 other men? Can he overcome the odds in the Fatal 4-Way at WrestleNova? Find out next weekend, live here on Twitch for our 2-night pay-per-view event. Until then, Will Archangel be able to hold on to that momentum and successfully defend his Hardcore Championship against 5 ECW wrestlers in a Hardcore Elimination match? We'll find out on Infinite Fantasy /Twitch.tv next Saturday and Sunday. Don't go anywhere though. We're not done just yet. We still have word that The Rock, the final boss, the People's Champion, is on his way to the ring as we speak. Coming up next, The Rock. Welcome back, everyone, and the final boss, The Rock, is making his way to the ring here in New Mexico. Finally, The Rock has come back to New Mexico. Steven Dynamite, you think you can put your hands on The Rock? After I held my hand out in friendship, after The Rock offers you to guide you under his wing, you repay The Rock with a right hook? You self-entitled, selfish son of a... Enough. I had enough of you. Week after week, I have to hear you run your mouth on how great you are. You're lucky to be graced under The Rock's presence. Do you know how many people would kill for your opportunity? Rock, with respect, shut the hell up. I have to hear you run your mouth on week after week on how great you are. Oh, look at me. I'm the final boss. I can do whatever I want. Only me and my image matter because I do Hollywood stuff. First of all, Rock, your movies suck. Second of all, you are the most egotistical, self-absorbed hypocrite I have ever met in my life. If you didn't want me to take a swing, then there are 2 things you should have never done. The first was trying to end my career with a sledgehammer the moment I did not give your spoiled ass what you wanted. The second was threatening the witch. Yeah, I took a swing. Yeah, I gave you a reality check. What are you gonna do about it, Rock? Because I'm right here, ready to go. Let's do it. Right here, right now, let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I see someone's forgot to take their meds today. You might be a little hangry. You need a sandwich? Maybe you like some pie, some strudel, something to eat. You know, there's catering in the back. Rock, take a swing or get the hell out of my ring. Your ring. That's right, Dwayne. My ring. GTW is my home. I built this castle. You look down on me because you were from... Well, you were from... wherever they call you the People's Champion. But the fact of the matter is, right here in Grand Tour Wrestling, that title is mine. I am the locker room leader here. I am the People's Champion here. I am the chosen one, and I will prove it to you any place, any time. There it is. That's the fire. That is the factor that made me choose you. You say GTW is your house, your castle. Well, guess what, Dynamite? Not for long. And what's that supposed to mean? Oh, you didn't know? After WrestleNova, there will be a hiatus period. A rebuilding, so to speak. That's because there is going to be a business transaction. Oh yes! During that hiatus, the head of the board of Grand Tour Wrestling is selling his stock to the final boss. Oh, that's right, Steven. At WrestleNova, I'm your official final boss. Let The Rock say this. There will be changes. Oh yes. The first change is I'm going to fire that idiot of a director, Charles Elliott. That man has absolutely no control over his brand, willing to let GTW World Heavyweight title disappear, then let Hercules have a title match, giving a man like that no accountability. That is a problem I have to fix now. Once he's gone, the next thing I'm going to do is take all your precious little friends that I see you get friendly with in the undercard of the board. They're all gone. All those talentless hacks. GTW needs winners. That's right, you didn't know I knew about your late night parties with a talent that barely gets any screen time and are only good for popcorn priced house shows. They gotta go. And Amanda Price. Oh, I'll make her defend that title every week for as long as she has it. Then when she loses, I will work her to the ground until she begs me to release her from her contract. The witch? Oh, you better hope to God she loses her title match, because if she wins, I'm going to make her life in GTW a living hell. But don't worry, Dynamite. I won't touch you. No, you're the one who puts the asses in the seats. I want you to main event every night. While you watch your friends fall, you're going to be the main attraction. I will push you until you have no choice but to kiss The Rock's feet. And you have no one to blame but yourself. He is only sealing the deal. The owner of GTW is only sealing the deal because you said no to me. That was the deal. I get you and I leave GTW alone, but you had to rebel. You had to say no. The final boss always gets what he wants, Dynamite. Remember that. I wanted your soul, and I will have it either way. Well, I have to say, that was a lot. Yeah, I mean, that was heavy. I mean, that was a lot. I cannot believe I used to look up to you. What a disappointment you've become. You know, my dad was right about one thing. Never meet your heroes. That's it. Is that all the great Steven Dynamite has to say? Is that your big comeback? It is disappointing because now that I see how desperate you are, I realize how much better I am than you. Excuse me? Did you just say you're better than me? You're better than The Rock, the People's Champion. Dwayne, the gap isn't even close. Now I get it. You don't want to mentor me. You want to control me. You want me in your image so when I reach the top you can say it's because of you. Because you already know the truth. Just like I do. I am better. I am just better than you in every single way possible. I'm more agile, I'm smarter, and I have something you lost the moment you went to Hollywood. And what is that? Heart. I don't have heart. Me, the Brahma Bull, the People's Champion, the final boss. I don't have heart? All you care about is money and your ego. You're not the same man I idolized. You can fire Charles Elliott. You can make Amanda's life hell. Fire all the undercards I'm friends with. Go after the witch. Beat me with a sledgehammer all day. But all of that is just desperation because you know, and I know, who the real People's Champion is. Listen here, you pathetic squirt. I made this business what it is. When you were in diapers, I was taking names. When you were eating cereal, watching Saturday morning cartoons, I was winning championships, putting asses in seats. While you're chasing the dream, I'm living it. I am the dream. You're right, the gap is not even close. The Rock is miles ahead of you. Even at my old age now, and you in your prime, you cannot hold a candle to the Great One. Prove it then. You want to put asses in seats? You want to blow the roof? Let's do it at WrestleNova. It's a 2-night event, and there's still a main event spot unspoken for. Let's do it. The Great One versus the Chosen One. When I win, you leave myself alone. You leave my friends alone. You let Charles keep his job. You want a main event at the biggest stage against The Rock? Okay, we'll main event. But know this, when I beat you, not only will The Rock follow through with everything I said, you, Stephen Dynamite, will do what you said you wouldn't. When it's all said and done, when The Rock schools you, kicks your candy ass all over Orlando, you will acknowledge The Rock as your mentor. You will follow in my legacy, in my shadow. You will become mine. I accept. Then The Rock will see you at WrestleNova. Enjoy your spotlight. It's going to be the end of Stephen Dynamite if you smell what The Rock is cooking. Oh, hold on, Rock, before you go. You've been chosen. And the stage is set for the main event of WrestleNova. The Rock versus Stephen Dynamite. It'll be the main event for night 1 at the biggest stage of them all. With the fate of GTW now in the hands of the Chosen One, Stephen Dynamite. Who will come out on top will be the Chosen One or the Great One. Tune in next Saturday and next Sunday for our big 2-night pay-per-view event, WrestleNova, live streaming here on Infinite Fantasy if/twitch.tv. And again, a huge thank you to all 27 followers. Because of you, I'm able to make affiliates. And with that, I promise bigger and harder content than ever before. I couldn't have done this without all of you, so once again, thank you. With that, all support is appreciated. Leave a follow and subscribe. And for those of you who watch my content on my YouTube channel, Infinite Fantasy if/youtube.com, don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, hit that notification bell so you know when new episodes of GTW come online. This is your host, Infinite Fantasy, signing out. I'll see you Wednesday for GTW Brawl. And as always, may your fantasies be infinite.